Girls have sure got this sus now. Straight in. Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Back out here at the maze. What's this? This is the 5th break. So we've had, oh crikey, 3, 2, 2, 2. 9 days so far. Another 2 days worth here. Should keep them pretty happy, I think. But today's video is going to be a bit different. We've all of a sudden wound up under a huge amount of pressure. We're shearing starting on Tuesday, so we've got the ewe lambs to shear and then the tudus, so that'll be a little over a day. So tudus will go in the yards first because they can handle being off feed for a while and they need to be for the shearers, and the ewe lambs will go in pretty much at the same time. So the ewe lambs will be 24 hours off feed when they're shorn. They'll shear the ewe lambs first, then they'll shear the tudus, and then the next day they'll shear a little few tudus. So the wee few will be 2 days off feed, but that's not a concern. And then on Tuesday we've got to put some wee lambs in that we're going to shear as well. Wee rat bag ones, 400 or 500 tail end lambs. Yeah, so that's cool. So we were busy sorting up ewe lambs yesterday, and we found out that we had space for 10 cattle. That was awesome. So we've got 10 cattle sorted to go tomorrow, being Sunday. So they've got to go in the yards tonight. That's awesome, because we love the idea of getting rid of cattle right now. They eat so much feed. Schedule's looking pretty good actually, so let's send them. Yeah, and now apparently we're going to have a lamb draft on Thursday. So shearing Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I've got to get lambs crutched, weighed and crutched Thursday to go on the truck Thursday afternoon, which is awesome. I'm definitely not complaining, but yeah, it's just put the pressure on a little bit. And to top that all off, we've got a guy coming on Wednesday at our wool shed, which won't be a wool shed because we'll be shearing, we'll find somewhere, to speak on why he is running against the chairman of Beef and Lamb in the up and coming, or currently active, Southern Director election. So yeah, big week. So this morning's job, once these girls have all gone through safely, is to get the ewe lambs in and get a few of them dagged up. We've dagged the tudus. It took some doing. You get the ewe lambs in. I've got a wee mob of replacement ewe lambs for a mate up in Ranfurly, and then we've got to get these wee rat bag lambs in and tidy them up. There's not many to do, but we've got to go through best part of 1,100 lambs to get the dirty ones out. So we'll get that done, and yeah, there's a few other bits and pieces going on too, so let's get into it. There we go, they have all moved in. Now just food for thought, this trough here, interesting. This water tank over here, let's go have a look. Now I know people get quite concerned sometimes because they see sheep on crop or whatever without troughs, and I can understand the concern there. You know, stock need water, definitely, especially in hot summer days. This crop is, I'm going to say around 13.5, 14% dry matter. So that means the sheep is eating 1 kilo of dry matter. Well, let's make this easy. They're eating 1.35, which is probably what they're eating at the moment, per day. They are getting 8.65 litres of water per day out of the feed. Now what backs this up is that they know that trough's there. They have been drinking some. But I filled this trough up yesterday morning, and I just want to show you what's going on here. Sorry, I filled this tank up yesterday morning. They might have drunk 50 litres. That was overflowing. So if I go, yeah, see that? Very, very little. I would possibly go as far as to say, so I filled that up yesterday because the hose came off the trough. I know I need to set it up better, but it's just temporary. There was a little bit drunk out of the trough, and I would suggest that what that's gone down is actually just what's filled that up, and they have drunk nothing. So just sort of wanted to back that up a little bit, because yeah, putting sheep on crop, on this sort of crop, real low dry matter type stuff, without water is actually not the end of the world, because those troughs, let's just talk over winter for a while. We are in middle of winter on Swedes, which are even more so the other way. Swedes are 10% dry matter at best. Something flapping around over there, ducks. So this trough here, and yes, we would move them pretty routinely. We get a wet night, you remember on Swedes, it does get a bit muddy, they pug up all around the trough, right? And then they get stuck in there. And then the next ones come over and they go for a drink. Not that they would do this because they actually don't really want to drink, but yeah, you can actually have smothers around troughs. So I struggle sometimes understanding the logic of regulators, because there is a bit of regulation coming, and in theory it's already in place, that we have to provide these on crop. They're going to start enforcing it by the sound of it. Yeah. Once again, but like the long tail thing on the sheep, is their quest for ever improving animal welfare standards when they're looking down a very narrow lens a good thing if it has great risk of creating far poorer welfare outcomes? Yeah, I'm very strong of the opinion that government needs to stay the hell out of agriculture, because every time they stick their nose in, they just make it worse. I mean, look at the whole tree thing up north. It's a really complex issue, but to my understanding, and I could be wrong, the government banned or severely restricted the burning of what we call slash, the leftover wood from harvesting trees. And no, it's not practical for people to go and take it for firewood. Some areas maybe a little bit, but no, not in general. They used to burn it. Now they don't burn it anymore because they're not allowed to, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, now it all gets washed downstream in severe weather events, takes out bridges, destroys townships, destroys beaches, and that is government sticking their nose in where, quite frankly, it wasn't wanted. So, yeah, people wonder why we get so stroppy about government regulation. Doesn't matter what the regulation is at the moment. If the government are proposing changes to laws, we oppose, because there's just too many bad outcomes. They look down this little single narrow lens and they see one issue and they go, right, how do we solve that one issue? And they just don't listen to people when they say, what about the unintended consequences of this? Anyway guys, that's enough of a rant on the government right now. We will carry on, go get some lambs in, get them tidied up. Making their way to the yards. As you can see, a few of them have got a wee bit of dirt on them, but most of them are actually pretty clean, so yeah, shouldn't take too long for this mob. And that is us. There we go guys. Sorry I didn't actually catch much of that for you, but we got busy. It's 692 I think there is here, ewe lambs. So we're only going to keep 630 to 650 of these, but we've got a good selection here. The wee ones we take out we're going to get shorn anyway. So what we'll do is we'll just leave them all together for another month. It just sort of gives them a chance to even out a wee bit. There's a bit of variation in birth date from these guys, so it's possible that you could be throwing away a slightly better twin born lamb for a slightly worse single born lamb, all because the single born lamb was born 2 weeks earlier. So it's getting pretty late in the season now. There's probably not that much more evening out to do, but like I said, either way, the wee ones that we take at the bottom we're going to get shorn anyway. So yeah, so we've got 40 to 70 odd to take out at some point, but it's good. good to have a good selection, because the last few years we've struggled to get our 630 and haven't really been able to throw anything out the bottom. So yeah, nice feeling. And yeah, we didn't get the 40 from my mate done yet, and there's 380 odd, something like that over there, that will get done tomorrow morning. That's all right. Crutches are going to come and do the work slams. Kids are up a tree. On Thursday morning, truck's coming Thursday afternoon. That is a little bit tight, but the transporters assured me the truck is coming in the afternoon, so fingers crossed. So all we've got to do for shearing now is those two mobs have a bit of a clean up around here, and we will be good to go. We'll have a weigh up of those lambs possibly tomorrow, probably more like Monday. Get them weighed off, get them out. Don't know what we're going to send. We've got room for 300, but it'll be between 200 and 300 anyway. We haven't got a lot of feed around. We probably should be sending a few, but there's rain coming. There's always rain coming. A lot of it doesn't actually arrive, but fingers crossed there's rain coming. We've got that maize out the back. We've got to try to capitalise on that. Be that putting less urea on, putting no urea on, or putting more weight on lambs, I don't know. I'd prefer putting more weight on lambs, but we don't have oodles of grass, and we probably should be moving some lambs off. So we'll see how they weigh up and make a decision. Alright guys, 2 days later, we have got all of the lambs crutched. 2 days are crutched. Getting the kids' stuff out of the road. Don't know how the hell they got a Ferguson here, but they did. Gonna get these two-doofs in. They're just gonna stand out the front of the yard here. Right here for today. Hopefully the sun's gonna come on here because there's a bit of dew around. Oh, it's not too bad. Fingers crossed that they're dry. There's Ted hopping on the bus up there. So shearers are gonna be here. Ooh, look at that. My uncle's been painting the wool shed, and looks quite nice actually. Yeah, guys are going to be here about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so it's going to work out quite neat. Hopefully they'll get everything done we want by Wednesday afternoon, and then end of Wednesday. And then on Thursday we've got the crutches coming to belly crutch all those lambs up there. There's going to be, I think, about 200 going to the works. Going to weigh them up next after we've got these two-doos in, but yeah, we'll make a decision then. There they go. Couple in there with fly strike. Gonna have to sort that out in a wee while, but first, got to shoot out and shift these using the mace. Not too far off finished here, and yeah, they're cleaning it up bloody well. They keep coming back and eating the rest of it, but what a trough. Yeah, these girls have not been drinking much water. I've got this set up pretty poorly, to be fair, and they've pulled that off a couple of times. But it hasn't been pulled off today, and the trough is not full, which means that tank is lower than that. They have probably only been drinking maybe 50 to 150 litres a day. Yeah, is it actually worth it with the risk it poses? I think it is. We've got to do it, so we're going to do it. But the winter cropping thing does become a bit of a sticking point because there's even more water in the crop. And it's not hot dry days, so yeah, we're going to play around with that this winter, see what we reckon. Anyway, we'll get this pump fired up. Should hopefully still be full of water, and we'll just let a bit of water leak out around the threads. Yes it is. So, brand new wee pump from Frank's Motorcycles in Matara. Bloody good guy to deal with. Choke on, sorry, switch on, a little bit of throttle, not too much. Choke on. Fuel on. Just give that a minute. We're pumping. Just got to slow it right down to an idle because we can just leave her pumping that way. Well, we go and do the fences. Hang on. That's catching a bit more of it. Girls are certainly getting used to walking into it now. Straight in. Just blow it over, girls. What do we got here? Someone coming out to see us. No, they've seen us and they've run away. Roaring in. And wee tank over there is overflowing, so better go turn that off in a minute. Good wee pump that. And there we have it. Another brake shifted. We've only got 1, 2, I reckon that one's only going to have about a day in it. I am going to fence a little strip of maize off along there because the guys that planted it wouldn't mind me leaving a little strip standing. They want to see how far it'll go if we leave it into late April, May. So more than happy to do that. And then third break is going to be this along here, which I'm hoping will be about 3 days. They're going to have, I'm just going to pull the fences down, so that fence for the sweet corn will stay up, and the wee one over here somewhere. Other than that, everything's coming down, so they're going to have the bank of the river, and they can clean that up a bit too. Yeah, should be good. Right, let's go get some lambs in and weigh them. Oh guys, this is going very well. Watch a few numbers. We're looking for the over 44.5s. As I turn the camera on, we don't get any. One. But we've actually got quite a few. Almost half of them so far, which is good. What do we got? No, not almost half. We had 21 go that way, we've had 26 go that way, and we've had 18 go straight ahead. There's a good one. Next one's probably not going to make it. It's smaller. Yeah. I reckon the next one will be borderline. The back one, this fella here, I reckon he'll go. But I could be wrong. There we go. Well guys, we are getting through them now. 641 done. 185 for the works, definitely. Another 145 that could go. I'm thinking they're not going to go. And 311 out to the left, which still aren't bad looking lambs. They're all sort of 39, well, there's a tooth. But 39 to 43.5 kilos. 43.5 to 44.5. Sorry, is it 43? 43 to 44.5. And then 44.5 and over, which is now probably 45 and over because they've been here a while. So yeah, the reason we do it 3 ways like this is they're definitely not going to go. They're definitely going to go. Those ones there in the middle are what we will decide whether we're going to take or not when we find out how many we've got here, how much space we've got, how much feed we reckon we've got. Yeah, so instead of having to go through and reweigh all those ones again, we just have to do that little mob, or to be fair, with the weight range they are, we can just take a cut of them. 43 is definitely a killable lamb. The ones that are a bit bigger in there, yes, it would make sense to get the biggest ones out, but you're trying to split 1.5 kilos, and that's not necessarily that easy when they've been in the yards 2 hours. So, come on you. Your head's on the wrong end too. Come back here. You go up. You to turn around because I want to see what you weigh. Gonna be a goodie? I think it might be. Oh, not as big as I thought. Yeah, the old wall can hide a fair bit, but yeah, anyway, like I was saying, would make more sense to get the biggest ones out of there, but they're all killable. The ones that are still here for next time, they might have been some of the bigger end of it. They will still be here, they will still wind up in this mob, and they'll still be worth good money. So, yeah, depending how big the range is in there, would depend on whether you reweigh them, or whether you just, there we go, or whether you just take a cut, make your numbers up. Yeah, feed is growing at the moment. Keep changing my opinion every day, but it's definitely growing. We are increasing covers. Those ewes have only got, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 days left out there in the maize, but we have grown a heap of grass while they have been on there. So, do we dig deep? Do we use a little urea? Do we wait and see what happens? Most likely outcome, but the one that carries the most risk. Yeah, we'll find out in the next week or so what we're going to do. These guys are flying through here though. Bigger lambs haven't got the ability to turn around so much, and a bit more eager to just get out. So they want to just keep going. There's another one for the works. What's the next one going to be? Not quite. Be away next time. Just give these guys a little bit of space here. They're not real tight, but nice enough looking lambs, aren't they? Got one of the neighbours there to pull out. Yuck. Yeah, won't talk about that. Not bad looking lambs at all. Hopefully these guys will do about 18.5 kilos, but when it gets dry, the old carcass weight ratio does go down a little bit, so maybe not quite. Let's find out what the average is. There's another one of the neighbours there too. Pink head somewhere, where is he? It's a he, yes it's a ram, that one. We got it back to them. Yeah. Last race. Come on guys, come on. There we go. Shut up, Pearl. Are you gonna get any more? Surely the last race won't have any in it. Come on guys. There we go. Oop, there's one. Oh, that would have hurt. No, not that one. Come on. Okay, okay. Oh, he was close. Come on, you. There you go. That was going to hurt. And done. Right, so we've got 209 for the works. My target was 200. If we had under 200, I was going to fish out of that mob for a few. But they're there. They're all out there. But we've got them, so I think I'm just going to run with that. I'll let the stock agent know. Next time, they should be good lambs. They're all over 43 now. That's them there. Give them another 3 weeks. They'll get a drench in about a week, I think. We'll work that out whenever they're due. They might just not get a drench till they go. Most of them are going to go next time too, although there's a few ewes out there that obviously aren't. Yeah, so that big mob averaged 46 and the total average was 43, so not a huge amount in it. I would say next time that 100 and whatever there should be around a 47, 48 kilo average. If I got that right, 1.5 kilos a week, 3 weeks, 4.5 kilos, 4.5 kilos on top of 43, 47.5. Yeah, so they should be doing well. Should be a heap in there that are over 45. Would they be? Yeah, surely. They'll be heavier than that because I've said 43. Tops of them are 44.5. Bottoms of them are 43. They could be close to 50 kilos. So hopefully next time we'll get sort of 400 or 500 away if the space. See how we're going. That's going to be the very last week of March, possibly even first week of April. So we're getting late on in the season then. And once these go, we've still got sort of 1700 lambs to kill out of a total of 2,500. So still a lot of lambs on. We do need to be moving them, but yeah, that next draft we'll see. That will be pending grass situation. It's possible this whole lot, which will be 600 odd, will go. And possibly even some of the middle mob, which are way over that way. There's 400 there that were all over 38.5 kilos last time, were they? I think. No, they're the 35 to 38s. So we could fish into them a wee bit if we need to as well. But we'll just, yeah, see how that goes. Anyway, crutches are coming on Thursday, today being Monday. Two are out the front there for the shearers tomorrow. That's my lunch arrived. I'm gonna go home, have some lunch, come back, sort all this out. Yeah, and then don't know what we're gonna do after that, but we'll find something. I do love it when a dog can decipher that you only want to work the sheep and leave the cattle behind. Some days, Pearl can be really, really good. Anyway, these are the ewe lambs heading in for shearing. Got the turtles in last night. Just got my mate's wee mob of ewe lambs in. Got to make sure they don't jump in that creek because that would be annoying. Shearer's going to be here in about half an hour, maybe an hour. So these are for tomorrow. They won't get onto these today. And then we'll just got that wee mob of 350 odd, I think's in it, 360 maybe, of wee tail enders that will get shorn as well, hopefully. Lighter end of the ewes are on the move. Man, that pasture looks horrible in that video, but there's some green stuff around. Man, she's getting worse by the day, I'll tell you that. Anyway, these girls are going to some better feed, finally. Just going to have to make it happen. There they go. They're making their way to the new home for, I don't know, a week. Hopefully a little bit longer if it rains and it keeps growing, but yeah, nice big chunk of dirt in there with a bit of green feed on it. Lambs moving on. Morning everybody. The shearers are into it, about 20 to 7 in the morning right now. Progress going good. Lime is pushing as far back that way as we can because I've got 2 unit loads coming today and probably tomorrow. Try and squeeze in here because yeah, need to start doing stuff, but there should be a 60 tonne in there, I think, hopefully. You've shifted on the maize again. Just have to ignore these few back here. They've been a bit naughty and they've been on the bloody sweet corn down that end. They've sort of flattened a bit of it, but that's what it is. Anyway, that I'm thinking is going to be a day and a half. I'm thinking that's going to be a day and a half. I was thinking that's going to be 2 and that's going to be 1, but they look pretty similar size and they're definitely not a full 2-day break, so they'll be right. And then this bit and this bit, 2, maybe 3 days. So what do we got? We got 5 to 6 days left. Right. Then we've got to find somewhere to put them. We'll get back to the wool shed and see how these shearers are going. They're probably just about ready for a mob change. And then yeah, once they're onto the ewe lambs, she's clean up mode for Mr. Young coming today. Yeah, see how that goes. 1 mob of works lambs in. They're the ones that are going tomorrow. sure if you guys can see, but there they go, out for a bit of a feed. Right guys, it's hot. So the day's work is almost done. Shearer's got the ewe-lambs finished today. They've got mate's wee mobby still to do. There's 48 there, I think it is. Get that down to 40 get that down to 40 for him after the shorn. Bound to be a few pink noses in there, otherwise we'll just go off weight and pull these ewes out of the lambs today too. And I'm about to put them straight back in with them, which might not make a lot of sense, but it is stinking hot. We've got a massive day. Those lambs are coming back in next week, early next week, for a drench, and we'll really calm down, guys. We've also got to get the marked ones out of them, so we've marked the boys, any ones that they've nicked the tit on, which hopefully there's none, and black spots in the wool. So before those marks fade away, we will get them out. There you go, those ewes heading out. One lamb in there, bugger. It's a ewe lamb too. That's alright, it's going on with the ewe lambs. We will share it ourselves one day soon. Those ones out there I've just let go. They're just going out for a feed for a couple of hours. They're going on a truck at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Getting crushed at 8 o'clock tomorrow. They've been in the yard since lunchtime. So headed out there for a quick feed. They'll come back in about an hour. They won't be too full. These ones in the yards here are the other ones we weighed up the other day, the 600 odd that I said we're going to get bellied. So they're going to get bellied as well. So anyway, tomorrow we have got an 8 o'clock start with the crutches. They've got another wee job to go and do before they come here. They got 800 to do here, so I'm thinking it'll be a fair whack of the day. Won't be all day, but be a reasonable amount. And yeah, bit of topping to do. Got these lambs going on the truck. All sorts going on, and then Friday the guys coming back for shearing. There's the wee tudus enjoying a shift. So they come out of the wool shed back into that paddock, and they've decked it out. There's bugger all good feed left in there, and now they're coming onto this, which is quite nice feed. Probably almost good enough for lambs, but you can't really see. But up the top there's a lot of thistles sort of like this, so yeah, get a mown, sort of like that stuff over there. Just annoying, and they need tidied up. And back in they go. Right guys, next morning, pressure is on, big time. We were supposed to get a whole lot of rain last night. Never arrived. About 10 o'clock last night I came racing down here and shut that door because we had lambs in here, and it was raining. And it was raining big raindrops. And I thought, oh, here we go. We're going to get something. We got nothing. Hang on, I'll finish this outside where you can see me. That's better. You probably don't want to see me. Yeah, so these aren't today's. We don't get sheep in the morning of for crutches or shears. These are for tomorrow. These are my mate's ewe lambs that he wants. So they're going to get shorn tomorrow, along with the 350 wee tail enders. But I've got to get them in now because we have rain clouds all around. Yeah, which is awesome. Real awesome. Just means that. So traditionally with lambs, you'd get them in 10 o'clock lunchtime. It's gone dark again. So yeah, traditionally we'd bring them in 10, 12 o'clock, depending what sort of feed they're on. It's currently 7 o'clock, so that's like another 3 to 5 hours. But it's worth it to keep them dry. There is another train of thought here. Those clouds are iffy. Iffy when you're shearing means get them under a roof if you've got the option. Iffy when you're in what is essentially a drought means do everything you can to make it rain. There is a little part of me that's sitting there going, let's put all these out here in the yard and let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. But I can't bring myself to do that to both the crutches and the shears because they've got stuff to organise as well. So yeah, we will get everything under the roof, and that's today and tomorrow. And I mean the lambs are going to be finished shearing by 10:30, 11 o'clock tomorrow anyway. There's only 400 odd to do and they're pretty small, so yeah, won't take them long. So here we are guys, all in. So these guys are all off to the works today. Go to their final destination. That is 13 South Downs back there. The rest of them are just the normal lambs. The Southdowns are almost all gone now, so yeah. So these guys are all off. These guys here, and back there, and up in the top corner, actually, and over there. Not those ones, but those ones are the bigger ones. Those ones there are the wee ones to be shorn, and that pen right there are my mate's ewe lambs that are to be shorn. So that one and that one are for tomorrow, everything else is for today. So it's actually, oh look at that here, it's quite warm, it's like 20 degrees overnight. It's actually quite a big stint for the wool shed this time, which is not normal, because normally we'd do our own crutching, but to be fair, normally we'd shear all the lambs too. But yeah, I want to say good to do a big stint in the middle of summer in the wool shed. Well, we're in early autumn now, but all we're doing is losing money. So yeah, a little bit sad at times, but is what it is. Girl's looking happy on the maize this morning. Cleaning it up quite well too. You can sort of see this break and that break, not quite so much. There's a bit of a line down here, but I should say this break and that break. That one's pretty reasonable, and further back it's even more so. But if we break this open, see that? Still that nice juicy stuff inside, and that actually, even to me, tastes quite nice. So it is getting harder, but it's still quite juicy, and they do seem to like eating it, but obviously they want to eat the fresh stuff like that more. So yeah. Alright guys, last day for this video. It's now Friday. I think that means this video spanned over a week. That's alright. Ewes probably did push them a little bit hard here. They've had 2 days on this break. Remember I said earlier it was only going to be 1.5. So this one here, we'll see how we go. They've still got quite a bit here on this break, but as you go back further up, they've really cleaned her up. So yeah, it's alright. Interesting thought. Ewes have been on here now, must be 16 days. I need to work that out. It might be 14 days. Either way, a reasonable amount of time. Not once has there been an even moderate share of rain while they've been on here. So we got all that rain before they came on, and we thought, sweet, drought's over, we're done, we're sorted. And yeah, no, not the case. It's helped. It's boosted covers compared to what would have happened if they weren't on here. So it's actually possible our covers are no better off than they were when they came on here, but they're a lot better than they would have been if we didn't have this. So anyway, we'll get them shifted. I've got a few sweet corn, getting annoying. I think I've got a plan to fix that, but yeah, we'll get them shifted, sort that out, and yeah, next break is the last stripple on the river, so that whole fence there is coming down whole way around. This one's obviously staying up, so yeah. So here we are, about an hour later. Got the shearers going, got my mate's ewe lambs cut out, the wee mob of 50, and this is what happens on a 2-day break, an hour after they go onto it. So as you can see, guts is looking pretty full again now. They're certainly filling up. This might not be a 2-day break, because like I said, I pushed them a bit hard in the last one, but yeah, they flatten everything, and then they spend the next 2 days or day and a half or whatever cleaning it up. So yeah, you know, it's quite interesting. We often hear about maize or corn being a really soft plant that needs everything to be right. Check this out though, would you? I drove over all these plants with a 7-ton tractor to make wheel tracks for the plants, and they are growing back up to wreck my fence. Yep. Not as soft as people think, I suspect. There we go. Bit of a better view from here. Looks like a decent chunk of dirt, but it is only 2 hectares or 5 acres roughly. So, and they've still got that to go, and they are going to have all the creekage at the same time. I think I'm going to fence this little bit off because I've got a mate that wants me to keep a little bit. So I think that little bit's an easy bit to fence off tomorrow at some point, this afternoon maybe. They just want to see what it would do as far as silage goes. So we can leave that little bit standing. Anyway guys, I did kind of forget to film an outro for this, sorry. So here we are, just had a tooth pulled out today. Yesterday wasn't good, but got it sorted. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you next time, which will be a bit of a wrap up on the maize. So, yeah.